Hello, Collective. This is your daily check-in, and I started a reading and it crapped out on me. So I'm just going to back that up and say welcome to the waxing crescent phase. I am obviously learning more and more about the moon phases, but there was something fundamental I didn't quite get. So on the 17th was the new moon phase, and now I'm thinking about it. Of course, it makes sense that it hits it that one night where it's that perfect new moon, and then it moves into the waning crescent phase into a different phase. So, just so you are aware, the waxing crescent was from 18th to the 23rd of February 2026. But of course, this is your daily check-in, and whenever you are checking in, you can check out where you are sitting in your moon manifestation, as well as on your healing journey. So, yep, just back that one up. We are going to be in the waxing crescent phase until February 24th, where we are going to hit the first quarter. So the first quarter, that's the day that you don't want to miss, where we shift. And we have that one day where we're in this phase, and then we're moving on to another. But something really, really interesting happened. So the waxing crescent, the notes that I took from Yasmin's book are to explore your dreams for 3.5 to 7 days after the new moon. Courage, moving forward, faith. So courage and faith are definitely words that came up in my last reading, and I didn't even, it's interesting that I wasn't aware that what specific phase that we were in. I was asking all of my devices and not getting very, very specific answers. But the cards knew. The cards brought forward the messages that were relevant. And I got the idea that I really wanted to use the Divine Doorways deck because it's absolutely beautiful, and you are definitely moving from one phase to another when you're manifesting. You're going through a doorway. So moving forward. The moon is moving from invisible to full power at full moon. So we were doing exactly what we should have been doing. We were reading our wishes out loud. We were visualizing. We were setting our intention, and we were staying with our vision. And the moon just gives you that nice slice of time to dig in to those manifestations that you worked so hard. And if you haven't checked out the core wound meditation, there is a link to it in my playlists down below, but I also put a link to it directly. I love the practitioner who does it. I put a link to it in the last reading, so you can also find it there. But I went on my jolly way before my iPad very rudely stopped, but I pulled one card and it was perfect. And it was time to pause, which is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Embrace this time of rest to prepare for what is to come. Wisdom in stillness. So going inside to look at our core wounds, to look at our shadows, to make friends with them, to allow them to be there. These are the things that we are doing. We're pausing to reflect before we move forward, which is exactly what we should be doing. So let's see what are the divine doorways the divine is asking us to consider. I just love these. I was not sure which cards I wanted to lead with, but it became obvious. Oh, well, if you don't want that one. Ooh, oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. So we have that one. These ones, and this one is face up. Do I want this? Yes or no? Yes. Sometimes that's a good way to check, to practice with your hooking into your intuition or your guides. If you're not sure, you just say, whoa, need clarification, yes or no. And the first thing that comes to mind, if you're clairaudient and you hear things, or you in your mind's eye know the answer, that's a way to just let the answers come to work with your intuition. So what's the next card here? Ooh, inner sanctum. The answers are not outside, but within your own being. Align with your purpose. That is beautiful. So you are pausing to reflect, and while you do it, Spirit is telling you you're already in the perfect place to be doing this. Nice. Very, very nice. So right now, in this period of manifestation, you're aligning with exactly what you need to be doing. That is wonderful. Oh, these illustrations could be illustrations in a fantasy book. Like, I love it so much. Oh, and we have ebb and flow for the next card. Tune into your inner self to find greater understanding. Feel your emotions. So that's another one of being where you are. Because if you're, running down the hallway, you can't feel your emotions. You have to sit with them. You have to be in your body, and you have to allow them to be there. You need to stay where you are. So this, it's kind of interesting. Like, look at the water aspect on both of these. So in the inner sanctum, we have a river flowing from the root, flowing from the core. And here we have a door and these are doors that you are going to walk through, or you are currently walking through. So based on pause to reflect an inner sanctum, I think you're probably hanging out in a nice, comfortable boat and make yourself the most comfortable you can make yourself while you dip into your emotions and you see what's up. So what's the next card? Ooh. Graceful bloom. Cultivate your potential and align with abundance. Beautiful harvest. So a harvest is what comes after all the work. So all this work that you are doing in the inner sanctum, pausing to reflect and going with the flow of emotion, this is going to create a beautiful bloom. And this almost looks like a door that you step through, but it's like the water is drying up. You know what? I want to get one more, just for kicks and giggles. It's exciting. It's an exciting journey to be on, to really be empowering yourself and taking the wheel back. Is there anything else that the collective needs to know before I move on? That was a lot, so I definitely only want... I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a family that lives on my floor, and their kids like to very cutely run up and down the hallway. They're quiet, they're very respectful, and they're just so cute. So I love popping my door open and saying hello, giving them knuckle crunches and high fives. Oh, okay. Lofty goals. Wow, so you're blooming while you're setting... This is very That's interesting. It's, do you go through the door quite yet? I don't know. I was kind of looking at like the filigree at the top of that door, and it almost looks like there's also a curtain there. Like there's another, on top of going through a doorway, there's almost like going through an opaque curtain. And there's something about perspective here, because this looks like the inner sanctum to me. So is this a message that we are saying we are going to make our goals very lofty, go big or go home, while we're in the phase of constructing them? Maybe this is a little, when you move through the doorway that you're going to move through and you look back, remember you're creating some lofty goals for yourself. And that's great. And you may have to break it down and go step by step, but you should still make that lofty goal. Why not? Or you can ask, sorry, my son is coughing. You can ask, I want this or something better, right? Oh, I'm so excited. And I want to just do more cards, but I'll use this one again. I'm just so excited about this one. Okay, so the other one that I wanted to kind of change things up with is I have an animal spirit deck. So I am just going to pull a few to kind of see where people are. And if you are wanting to connect with totems, when I studied Reiki, my Reiki master started telling us a lot of stories, but a lot of the stories he would tell us was about the significance of totems, which, are a Aboriginal concept. But just like you can work with angels, archangels, ascended masters, everybody can work with totems because they're so easy. It's about the natural instinct of the animal. That is the wisdom. So a wolf, what does a wolf do? Well, a wolf is a survivor. A wolf is a scavenger. A wolf is a pack animal. A wolf leaves nothing behind. So that would be the wisdom of the wolf. And it would in some way reflect what you need to connect with or where you are on your path. So divine totems, are there energies that want to come to my collective in the form of totems that they are ready to receive? Oh, so exciting. Oh my God, I love this guy. Squirrel. ADHD channel. Squirrel. Hi guys. Always prepared. So, yeah, you're definitely setting your intentions to be prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off your course. Make a plan for the future, and life will give you all you need. And I always, again, it's like I mentioned Disney in every single reading. The second Narnia story where the squirrel is a bit of the village idiot. And they're trying to figure out how they fight this war. And he says, we can collect nuts and throw them at the tamarins. Yes. Wow. Don't let that put you down about squirrels. Although in nature, my mother also had a magnet that said I have the decision-making capacity of a squirrel in autumn. Which is definitely at odds with what this. Maybe that's part of the squirrel's humor. I don't know. Okay, miracles. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, hummingbird. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Okay. So another one to kind of look for. I was talking about my, I don't know if my aunt or my cousins are watching this, but I was talking about my wife's grandfather today, and he always reminds me of hummingbirds, and I colored a hummingbird to leave the cottage where I was up north last summer. So maybe that's a personal one for me, saying, I heard you, Kelly. I heard you. That's the way those kind of things work. Yep, love you too. Ooh, yay! We've always prepared miracles and adventures. We have the orca. Dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. That's the second one we think we had singing. Joy bringer. So we're bringing joy and we're singing our song. Manifest your, and this one is saying particularly your travel dreams, because of course the ocean is its home, and it has all the places that it regularly travels. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. Very interesting. And the orca is actually one of my totems, and I've had multiple dreams of orcas, one being where I was in a boat, thank God, and all around me was this pod of orcas that were all like standing up, looking at me, and they're very intimidating, let me tell you. But I've also, the way that I've connected with orca is think about how the orca experiences its environment. It actually experiences things through its skin. And this is orcas. So this is a message about sensitivities. So if you are working with your intuition, you are sensing things in a number of different ways, whether you're clairvoyant, clairaudient, so hearing things, seeing things, smelling things. Like, there are so many ways that we as sensitive people get information, and that's great. That's it's wonderful because we can get a lot of information and wisdom and clarification that way. But sometimes it's a very vulnerable feeling to be that sensitive. And I've dealt with that my whole life, even when I didn't know that's what I was dealing with. It isn't until now, at this point in my life, where I went, oh, that makes sense. I was this poor little, lone orca in a school of fish that was like, what's going on? Why is she so sensitive? Makes sense. So remember to create boundaries, energetic boundaries. If you are going to do intuitive work, very, very important. Put yourself in a bubble, in light, in whatever. I will find a meditation about taking back your power, about creating energetic boundaries, because this is what, when I worked with my clients, I worked with a lot of people on energetic boundaries because a lot of people wouldn't think of doing that when it's actually really important. You know, especially if you have gifts and you're not quite aware of them. You know, you don't know what's happening. So yeah, look for that. I'll find some good ones, and I will put them in a link below, and I will link them in my meditation playlist, so you can experiment with those, and hopefully you'll find them helpful. And let's do one more of these. I said one, not three, so I will take the first one. Oh, all right, I will take this out. Oh, nice. Okay, well, there's a nice trio. We have adventure, we have happiness, and we have play. The dolphin being the totem of joy. And there's also the hummingbird and the dolphin being the totem of joy. Look, and both of them, they certainly both fly through the air, that's for sure. Okay, so this one is the otter. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. So, the key is to surrender. If you are vibing with any of the last three animals that I just pulled, you may want to go swimming, you may want to get near the water, do a little floating, or just float in your bathtub, whatever works. But yeah, it's all about, yes, these are the things that we want, and we're pausing to reflect on them, and then we're going to let them go, because we have life to live every day. There's got to be a balance of inner spiritual work and outer responsibilities. So, dolphin, swim in the happy joy of living. So that I'll have to count how many times we've had happiness and joy come through in these cards. Very happy reading. Inhale confidence. Exhale fear. That's a good one. Dive into your wisdom. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Yeah, there's probably a number of ways that these cross, I don't know what the word, that they reflect each other. All right. Well, this has been a fantastic reading. So remember, if you did vibe with any of these totems, please look up the information on that particular totem, because that could have a lot of resonating for you. And I'm going to just quickly, yeah, we have time, it's not such a long reading. Spirit messages, I always like to do them, because spirit always has wonderful, beautiful, and supportive things to say. Okay, that's it. All right. So spirit in parting. Okay. I'm going to get some more. Whoop. That's too many. Actually, it's not too many. It's only 3. Relax, Kelly. Go with the flow. Okay. Ooh, don't allow negative emotions to fester. If you're feeling frustrated, angry, or hurt, for example, just acknowledge that. Instead of fighting your feelings, go with them. Work with them. Then, true healing can really begin. Exactly. If you don't know where you cut your hand, you can't treat the wound. So, just as you're working on the inside, if you don't know where the wound is, the core wound, you can't work with it. If there's hurt feelings there, you don't know why they're there, you can't work with them. So that makes sense. Take some time to rest and rejuvenate. Does that say rejuvenate? No, but somewhere rejuvenate was there. You need to pace yourself for the changes that are coming your way. Always be prepared. They are all positive, bigger, and better things that are coming for you. Just relax and trust. You're putting so much work in this. Why wouldn't the things coming towards you be good? Right? Trust. Your life is about to start moving quickly in some areas. Events that seem to have been on hold suddenly propel forward. Move with the flow and be mindful of what needs your attention most. Make decisions rationally but sensibly. Kind of rationally and sensibly seems like the same thing. I would add to that, make decisions intuitively and sensibly. Is that okay? Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, well, thank you again for a very interesting and exhilarating reading. I will be back tomorrow. Who knows with what deck? And you can bet your bottom dollar that on February 24th, on the Tuesday, I will be preparing for that. So we can move into the first quarter phase. And I'm excited to be going on this journey with you. So thank you very much. If you don't mind sharing, subscribing, doing all that fun stuff to help this collective grow bigger and bigger and have more and more fun, please do. And I am thinking about doing another live, so stay tuned for that. And I will talk to you soon. All right. Take care, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.